What's up, guys? Welcome back. So pretty much, guys, as you guys seen in the first two clips, car drove on the trailer and drove off the trailer later on that day. Unfortunately, dyno did not go well. The alignment did not go well. Pretty much the day went to shit shortly after loading the vehicle on the trailer. I didn't record any of it just because being annoyed, getting irritated, I didn't feel like picking up the camera and really recording every single scenario that was going on. Honestly, it got me in my feels, I guess you can say, to where it just pissed me off. And so I just didn't have the motivation to pick up the camera. So I'm gonna go ahead and give a brief explanation of what's going on, how yesterday, pretty much what I did and what was going on, and hopefully you guys understand what's happening with the car. So pretty much after loading up the vehicle onto the trailer, I noticed that in the engine bay, a bunch of smoke was coming out from the head and also from the valve cover, from the breather port area, the one that the K20s have on the side of the heads. If you guys don't understand which one I'm talking about, it's actually this one here. So this port right here was throwing a bunch of smoke out and coming up through the vents as the hood was closed. So I really didn't think anything of it, in all honesty. I thought maybe it was oxidation, I guess, from sitting, from it being cold. I don't know, I guess I was just trying to mentally take it in and just psych myself out that it was something else. So after we loaded up the vehicle, I made an appointment, or not an appointment, but I made an appointment with a sponsor, Performance Tube Bending here in Ontario, or Fontana area. I went there and I wanted to show them progress on the car, because they're the ones that have backed me up and jumped on board knowing the build, and they wanted to hear what the exhaust sounded like with on my car, because it is a full oval and they do offer that oval muffler. So I went there, and honestly, that was a great success. They loved the build, they enjoyed it, they loved hearing it, and honestly, they were excited just to hear their product on the car and hear what it sounded like. So we stood there for about 35 minutes or so, talking, showing them the car, and again, everything went phenomenal, and they enjoyed it. So shortly after that, we made our way down to Fontana. We ended up going to a shop, an alignment shop, that was recommended by a few people on Instagram, saying that they're the best. They had an underground alignment rack where it can easily just drive on, and you guys already know I had the Mugen lip on it. I did take off the Mugen lip. You can see the Mugen lip back here. I took it off just because getting it on and off the trailer was a pain in the ass, so it was 2 bolts or 2 screws, easy to pull off. So by this time it was 11:30, 11:45. We pulled up to the shop, the Best Tire Shop in Fontana, California. We tried calling them, we tried getting a hold of them the day before. My brother did. He messaged them twice, you know, and tried to see if there's any way to make an appointment. The messages were never seen. We never got a response. So he said, you know what, I think if we get there early enough with enough time, because my dyno session was at 5 o'clock. So I figured, if I were to get there at 11:45, 12 o'clock, alignment shops, maybe max 2 hours, you know, an hour and a half. We gave it a try. So we went, and we ended up speaking with the gentleman there, and he's like, oh, he goes, well, there's one truck on the lift right now. We have a 240, and then there's a Dodge Ram. So we said, cool. He was like, maybe 2 hours max. He's like, if you want to come back in 2 hours, or within an hour or whatever it is, here's my information, message me on Instagram, and I'll let you know how we're looking, right? So we said, instead of driving all the way back home, we're going to my brother's house right there in Fontana, which is farther down by the 60. If you guys know, if you guys are closer, right? In Riverside area, by Rubidoux. We were like, let's just go get something to eat, which was literally like 10 minutes away from the shop, and spend some time there, chop it up, and just chill. So we did that. We finished within like an hour and like 10 minutes or so, and we said, you know what, I don't want to lose the spot if we end up, let me fix my camera real quick. I don't want to lose my spot if somebody else gets there and the next thing you know, a car goes ahead of me, right? So we went there, we got back there maybe 12:30, give or take, 12:45, and we ended up waiting. And we told them we'll be in the waiting area and just let us know. Well, we waited. After him telling us it was gonna be 2 hours from 11:30 to 1:30 maybe, it was 3:30 and they weren't even giving us an update of what was going on. I'm not bashing them, I'm just giving my experience of the 2 hours turned into almost 4 hours and my car was still not gonna be on the rack. So the reason why doing an alignment before the dyno was because I wanted to make sure everything was right, and that way my tow was right, because we did replace the inner and outer tie rods on this car, and I wanted to make sure that the car was not going to fight it on the dyno, trying to pull to the left or trying to pull to the right. So alignment didn't happen. We loaded it back up and went to driver B shop, because that's where we were going to do the dyno at. So we get to driver B shop 4:20, 4 o'clock or 4:10 or something like that. We got there, we unload the car, and driver B inspects the car, and he's like, hey, you got blow by. So he confirmed what I had originally thought, and at the end he found more issues, rookie issues on my end for the first time building a car in 10 plus years, in all honesty. I felt like a fucking newbie, and made me realize I forgot a lot of shit. So this is all that I forgot, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys. Alright guys, so this is what I fucked up on and what I messed up on, and being 100% transparent with you guys, this made me feel like a freaking newbie. We're going to go ahead and start off with number one, right? We know there is blow by now on the engine. Number two issue is that on my wastegate, I left a 14-pound spring, and that would have caused me probably to overboost and going maybe up to 26 pounds with that, because we cannot turn it down from 14 pounds. The way my tuner likes to tune is going from a 7-pound spring, and then slowly start going up, and we know the minimum it will ever make is 7 pounds. So that was issue number two. Issue number three is that on my brake booster setup, I probably blew out the diaphragm because I do not have a one-way check valve, meaning that every time I go into boost, all that boost is going to go into my brakes, and most likely my brakes are going to fail on me, right? So it'll blow the diaphragm. So I probably already did blow the diaphragm because I've been having issues with, in all honesty, braking. My clutch pedal, my brake pedal is soft as hell, and it is low as hell, and I've bled the brakes on this car for maybe 10 times. Give off camera, on camera, I've done it. Me and my wife have done it. Me and my brother have done it. Me and my kids have done it. And my brakes are just not working. So, which honestly leads me to believing now the diaphragm is messed up. That is issue number three. Issue number four is that my fuel pressure regulator does not have a vacuum line ran anywhere into a vacuum source. The main reason why you want that is to make sure that your fuel is maintaining while you're tuning, and make sure that you have no issues with fuel droppage. That way we know it'll stay consistent, and that way it's pulling, right? So those were some of the issues that we are having. So now that was the reason why I went ahead and canceled my dyno. So pretty much, guys, as you guys already seen what needs to be done, what the issues are. I'm gonna have to further inspect it and see how bad the engine is. First step is actually to do a compression test and see how it is. Also, I might have to do the leak down test, something I've never done, so I'm gonna have to learn that also, and just see how bad this motor's health is. Just to go ahead and go back into a little bit of detail on it, the only thing that's been done to this motor is a Type S oil pump, cosmetic head gasket, or that's what I've always called it, ARP head studs, RSX cams, and the VTC 50 degree. That is the only thing this motor has done to it, aside from sending the head off to get new valve guides installed by SB Machine Shop in San Bernardino. Other than that, nothing else has gone in performance wise to it. I still have valve springs, retainers, everything for this motor, and again, it's diagnosing it to see where the issue is at and see how we can overcome it. And if the compression test shows that it's okay, I'm gonna go ahead and fabricate a catch can setup, or I'm gonna buy a generic one and just make the lines and weld on the bungs onto the valve cover and get it all finalized, so that way if we tune the car with this motor in it still, it has the correct breathing for the turbo setup. So that's all going to be taken care of here within the next couple of weeks. I don't exactly know when I'll be getting into it. I really want to try to get into it once we move the whole garage over to the other house. So that should be here within the next week, 2 weeks or so. That should be finalized, and hopefully everything will line up so we can get back onto the dyno. I am currently waiting for Armin to hit me up for the new schedule to see what's available and see within that time if I can have the car ready, because again, I'm not gonna rush it anymore. I'm gonna make sure that this car is 100% ready, and honestly at that time I might just put it on the all-wheel drive dyno, since we already fixed the axle on the last couple of videos. So pretty much I'm gonna go ahead and shut up now, stop yapping. Now you guys get an understanding of why today at the dyno it was a complete fail. But pretty much, guys, with that being said, please like, subscribe, share this video, because it does help me out in the algorithm of recommending the videos. But again, guys, if you guys continue to support me, I appreciate it, and whatever you guys do. But with that being said, guys, thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Till next time.